Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the WD Broadcasting Network. Tonight, we are once again with the Leave the Pack iRacing League Street Stock Showdown here for race 3 of their 12-race season. Southern National just under 0.4 of a mile. A small little bull ring compared to some of the bigger tracks that we've seen to open up the season. Right now, practice just finishing up. But the temperature on track, 111 degrees here in qualifying. Going to be exciting as these drivers try to tackle this 0.4 of a mile oval here. The first driver out on the speedway, making his way through turns 1 and 2, the Holman, Wisconsin driver. The number 15 machine with Cottle chassis, RJ Williams, 21 Management, WD Broadcasting Network, and Levi Photography on that machine. He's been on iRacing for 13 years. This is Justin Mulliken. Mulliken first lap time, 15:89. Second lap time of 15:37. But Brian Gravel in the 22 machine on his first lap goes to the top spot. Gravel shuts it down, across the line, slows it down. It looks like lap 1 is going to be the money lap. Next driver out on the racetrack. Hasn't seen victory lane in quite some time in the Leave the Pack iRacing League Street Stock Showdown. He's got 2 wins with Leave the Pack. One of them came in the modified series. This is the driver out of Oakland, Maine. Zach Murphy coming across the line for the checkered flag. He'll put that machine in the 9th spot. Drivers still on track. Next driver out, down into turns 3 and 4. Down into turns 1 and 2. 1 and 2, the double zero machine. Matt Borndren, the driver out of Rockford, Illinois. Cottle chassis on that race car. Shut it down for lap 2, but lap 1 was a 15:31, good enough for 14th quick. Joey Connor, one of the final drivers to qualify. Second lap time, 9th quick. Your top 20 are going to make the field on time, so remember, your top 20 lock in. As you look at the left side of your screen, we have, looks like 31 cars. I was just talking about this earlier on. We have had 31 cars for all 4 races. 31 cars exactly. Not 30, not 32, 31. All 4 races, including the preseason race. So, good car count for the Street Stock Showdown. It's going to be an exciting one. This last chance race, 15 laps. Caution laps are on. As we prepare to wrap up qualifying, we'll take a look at the point standings coming into this evening's race. Carter Hollingsworth comes into the night with the points lead by 3 over Connor Knowlton. the winner of race number 1 at Kern. Dylan Connor sitting in the 3rd spot. Austin Godfrey 4th. Adam Fulford and Dalton Ledbetter in a tie for that 5th spot. Unfortunately, a couple of the drivers inside of the top 10, I'm, from what I can tell, unable to make it here this evening. Unfortunate. Carter Hollingsworth, your points leader, actually unable to make it. The good thing for these drivers, though, is they are given 2 drop weeks throughout the 12-week season. So in the event they miss a week, it does drop out if they race the rest of the divisions. Or race the rest of the weeks, I should say. As the field makes their way to the starting grid, it is B feature time. Your top 4 drivers going to make it into tonight's feature race. We've got 11 cars going for 4 spots. Justin Mulliken going to roll off on the pole in the number 15. They'll have the number 9 of Brandon Kelly to his outside. Starting in the 3rd spot, Lance Sater in the number 67. In the 4th position, Christian Peterson in the 23. Jeremiah Woods Jr. going to roll off from the 5th spot in the 75. Then it's Justin Stoyanovsky in the 19, starting 6th. Bailey Hughes in the 12 machine. Going to start from the 8th spot to his inside, Bugsy May in the 7. Mark Keeler, Chris Smith, and Jeffrey Miller going to round out your final 3 starting positions in tonight's last chance qualifier. We'll see who is able to take the top spot. Your top 4 going to transfer as the pace car makes his way down into turns 3 and 4. We're green. Good jump there from Brandon Kelly on the outside lane. He'll take the lead through turns 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway they go. Kelly to the top spot through turns 3 and 4. Everybody leading green through lap number 1. Just about 3 wide out back. Justin Stoyanovsky in the 19 machine stuck up on that outside lane. No caution is out. Bugsy May in the 7 machine. Into the inside wall. Chris Smith in the 80 collected as well. Not sure what happened there. Don't know if there was contact with another car. May was running in the 7th spot, I believe. Let's take a look at what happened. He was behind Bailey Hughes in the 12. Looked like off the corner, Chris Smith might have just tagged the 7 machine of Bugsy May. And the contact was there for sure. Inside wall for Bugsy May in the 7 machine. See the damage on the front end of that race car. Under caution for the first time here this evening. A short 15 laps is the B feature. Race control looking over the lineup. They should be getting the 1 to go signal next time by. Let's see if we can't get the scoring pylon to reload a little bit. Does not enjoy when we do last chance qualifiers, always. But nonetheless, 6 laps in, 9 laps to go. Brandon Kelly, Justin Mulliken going to bring us back to green. It'll be 8 to go here in the B feature. Green is out, we're back underway. Good start there from both of your front two cars. Kelly's going to pull away with the advantage down the back straightaway. Here comes Christian Peterson wanting to throw a nose in there. And oh, Lance Sater in the 67 machine goes around. Trouble in turns 3 and 4. The 67 went around. I believe the 12 of Bailey Hughes was also collected. Look at it one more time. Looks like he went up the racetrack and nowhere for the 19 of Stoyanovsky to go. You see the car is spinning in back behind. Try and look at it one more time here. See if we can't look at it from a different angle. Down into the corner. This is a good look at the contact. You see the 19 hits into the back bumper of Sater. And there is the mess. Couple cars turned around. Back under yellow for the second time. This time by, we will be getting the 1 to go signal. Race control going to try to get these guys some green flag laps. As the pace car makes his way through turns 3 and 4, he'll make the hard left turn one more time. As the green flag flies once again, we're back underway. Everybody fighting for that 4th spot. It'll be 2 laps to go this time. 2 to go for Brandon Kelly in the 9 machine, trying to hang on and punch his ticket into the feature. White flag is out. Final time around here. Brandon Kelly in the 9 machine. Leading down the back straightaway, Christian Peterson doesn't have an opportunity to look to the inside through turns 3 and 4. Brandon Kelly going to win the B feature. He'll punch his ticket into tonight's A main. Christian Peterson, Justin Mulliken, and Chris Smith also able to advance. Jeremiah Woods Jr. just shy of a transfer spot. There are your results. Brandon Kelly, Christian Peterson, Justin Mulliken, Chris Smith, Jeremiah Woods, Bailey Hughes, Mark Keeler, Bugsy May, Lance Sater, and Justin Stoyanovsky. And Jeffrey Miller got in there a little bit late. And that's going to do it for the B feature. Right now, these guys have a 3-minute warm-up. Give everybody a chance to catch their breath. Give those guys that ran the B a little minute to take a breather. Get everything set. Brandon Kelly punches his ticket into the A feature. He's going to be very happy about that. He's one of the comedians in the Discord that likes to make everybody laugh. And it's been a tough go for him this season. Hasn't made every A feature, but he's going to race here this evening. He'll have 75 laps to try to make his way to the front. One of the longer races of the season. We'll see how it shakes up. see Chris Smith in the 80 machine. He was able to make his way into the feature. Initially from the get-go, it didn't look like it. Dylan Connor in the 91 looks very fast here tonight. Let's look at the results from qualifying. The invert was going to be a 9. Qualifying results up on screen here. Brian Grable, your fast qualifier, a 15.180. Real quick fact check. That is a new track record, so Brian Grable going to go into the record books as the track record holder at Southern National. And it's now time to head trackside. The invert was a 9. Brian Grable going to have to come from row number 5. We'll see what he can do. It's definitely going to be an exciting one to watch. But we'll get the starting grid up on screen. Joey Connor in the 90 machine going to roll off on the pole. Currently sitting in the 33rd spot in the points. Only one start so far this season. Gonna roll off from the pole here tonight. Mark Keedeman gonna start from the outside of row number 1 in the 2 machine. Connor Lee had a tough break in the season opener at Kern, was leading when he had technical difficulties with his monitor. Hopefully he can have a better run here tonight. Two-time champion Brandon Elvis going to roll off from the 4th spot. Easton Swain starting from that 5th position in the number 33. His outside, it'll be the 91 of Dylan Connor in the 6th position. 7th spot going to Justin Coleman in the 14. Connor Knowlton in the 2 CT going to roll off from the 8th spot. Fast qualifier Brian Grable going to come from the 9th position here tonight. He's got 75 laps to work his way forward. We'll see if he can do it. Then it's James Pileski starting 10th. Zach Murphy going to start from the 11th spot next to Trevor Edwards making his Leave the Pack debut. Back behind them, Dalton Ledbetter in the 32, Austin Godfrey in the 1. Row number 8, Matt Borndren, Brad Carpenter. Row 9, Brady Cox, RJ Williams. Row 10, Adam Fulford, Ryan Pittman. Your B main transfers, Brandon Kelly, Christian Peterson, Justin Mulliken, Chris Smith. And through turns 3 and 4, we are racing down into turns 1 and 2 at Southern National. Down the back straightaway for the first time, Mark Keedeman going to take the early advantage on the outside lane. Joey Connor not able to make the match on the inside. Leader of lap number 1 going to be Mark Keedeman in the 2. Field side by side, many rows back. Keedeman about the only car single file at this point. The first couple laps, everybody just trying to find a rhythm, get in place. A lot of laps here at the Southern National Motorsports Park here tonight. 75. If they go green, they're going to go by very fast. Only 15 seconds around the Southern National Motorsports Park. Connor Lee in the 51 to the inside of Dylan Connor. Connor started in the 6th spot, currently 3rd in the points. He would love a good run here tonight, knowing your points leader Carter Hollingsworth is not in the field. What about the guy just a couple positions back behind him, Connor Knowlton, winner of the season opener, currently 2nd in the point standings. He's had a couple good runs this season. Ooh, a little bit of contact back behind him. Austin Godfrey, Trevor Edwards. Tangle right there. Everybody just trying to find their rhythm. Only 7 laps in. As we watch them down the back straightaway, everybody almost single file. Zach Murphy and Trevor Edwards continue to battle. That's for the 12th spot on the racetrack. laps into this one. Mark Keteman. Oh, contact out of the corner. Dalton Ledbetter in the 32 machine went around. I think I saw him spin around there. Caution flag flies for the first time here tonight. There was contact with the 76 of Brady Cox right there. Up off the corner, it looked like. Let's see if we can't get this a little bit further back. Let's try this one more time. I know the 76 machine, or sorry, the 32 of Ledbetter was having some sort of connection issues. You can see right there. He was sideways before the 76 got to him. So the caution flag flies for the first time here tonight. I think everybody else was able to avoid there. But it looks like caution laps are not counting here tonight. And apparently, I forgot. Keteman is your race leader. I definitely told these guys caution laps were going to count. That's going to make this race a little bit longer. As I think the lights drop on the iRacing.com pace car here. Keteman thought about taking the top, elected to take the bottom. Through the restart zone they go. Back underway here at Southern National. 10 laps in out of 75. Down through the first set of corners, Keteman takes the early advantage once again. Brandon Elvis, the two-time champion, trying to take a peek to the inside. Elvis to the bottom. Connor up top. A little bit sideways off the corner that time was Brandon Elvis. There's been one race at the Southern National Motorsports Park in the Leave the Pack Street Stock Showdown history. And that race was won by none other than the two-time champion Brandon Elvis. One of his 8 wins with the series in just 2 seasons. And that is why he is the two-time Leave the Pack Street Stock Showdown champion. The competition this season, though, very fierce. Everybody's so close on time. You can see it all the way into the B feature. Just everybody right up on top of each other. And you're seeing it right here as they work down into turns 3 and 4. Connor Lee in the 51 gets shuffled up to the bottom right there. They're going to look 3 wide into turn 1. And it looks like you can definitely pass here tonight. Last week at New Smyrna, it was definitely very difficult to pass. You didn't see very many moves, but tonight is definitely a different story. You're seeing guys drive to the bottom, seeing looks to the inside, and even a little bit of that outside lane, actually. As Trevor Edwards is able to make the top work. Just about clear Austin Godfrey. Up front it is your race leader, Mark Keteman, leading. He's got a 3/4 of a second advantage over Brandon Elvis. We'll look at their times from the last lap. Connor Knowlton battling with Connor Lee for that 5th spot. And everybody right on top of each other here, 20 laps in. That's the battle just outside of your top 5. Everybody right there ready to make a move when a hole opens up. If you guys haven't already, and this is your first time watching the WD Broadcasting Network, please hit the red subscribe button. If you haven't already, this is your home for iRacing short track content. You can see racing just like this. We're 22 laps into this one. These guys are putting on a great show for the 5th spot. Your top 4 still single file. Connor Knowlton trying to find a way forward underneath Connor Lee. What about your fast qualifier, Brian Grable, in the 22 machine? We haven't really seen too much from the fast qualifiers this season. First 2 races. Fast qualifier last week was Brian Grable 2 weeks in a row. He started 10th in that one, finished in the 8th spot. Fast qualifier week 1, Joey Connor ended up finishing 22nd after the invert of 8. So it's been a rough go for these fast qualifiers here so far this season. We'll see if the 22 of Brian Grable is able to break that trend and finish in the top 5. Man, do they have a group of cars lined up on their back bumper. You can see Grable looking every which way, just trying to find room to the inside. Almost wants to look to the outside and almost did. He's into the wall. Problems for Brian Grable. What happened to the 22 machine? Tough break for your fast qualifier. We were just talking about him. The green flag is going to stay out. He got back down to pit road. But a tough break for the guy that looked pretty fast here on lap 29. And oh, contact down the back straightaway. James Pileski into Easton Swain. Everybody jostling for position here. And Swain in the 33, contact. Pileski down to the inside. He gave him a shot down into 1 and 2, it looked like. And Pileski wanting to take over that 8th spot. He'll do it out of turns 3 and 4. Move James Pileski to the 8th position as we look down the back straightaway. Look at that pack of cars right there for the about 15th spot, 10th to 5th. Heck, there's probably more than that out there. You can see everybody right behind James Pileski in the 93. Just trying to find their way forward. Out front, it is Mark Keteman in the 2 machine. Missed week 1 at Kern. Last week at New Smyrna, came home in the 2nd spot. And tonight, trying to better that by just 1 position. We're nearing the halfway point. We'll see if Keteman is able to hang on. Ooh, nearly contact there. Swain into the outside wall in the 33. I think there was a disagreement on space there between him and Trevor Edwards in the 16. Matt Borndren now looking to the inside of the 33. That is for the 10th spot. And we are still green. Only had that 1 caution flag back on lap number 9. And everybody's still making it work. Here comes Trevor Edwards looking to the inside of James Pileski. Big time move. Easton Swain sideways in the center of the corner there. All kinds of action on the front stretch. Austin Godfrey was sideways. We're 3 wide. Man, they are racing hard in the back of the pack here. The tires are starting to heat up. And the aggression dial is definitely going up for sure. James Pileski in the 9th spot. Looked like he backed out of there, letting Trevor Edwards go. Easton Swain in the 33. He looks like he's really fighting that race car. Go on board down into the corner. And oh, contact. Swain to the bottom of the racetrack. I think everybody else able to avoid, but Swain going to lose a ton of ground, many positions there. Back to the 22nd spot. He was in the 10th position. Now the final car on the lead lap. Brad Carpenter to the inside of Austin Godfrey. Big time move there. Threw it down to the bottom, trying to find a way around. It just looks tough to pass on the inside, but it can be done. We've seen a couple drivers make the inside lane work. They're 3 wide back behind him. Brad Carpenter squeezed into the middle there. There's just so much action. It's hard to cover it all. Ledbetter in the 32 looked loose right there off of 4. And there is Mark Keedeman. You can see the gap to him and the back of the pack starting to get smaller and smaller. Will we see lap traffic come into play here? Matt Borndren to the inside of James Pileski. Pileski not quite giving him the room just yet. That's going to allow Christian Peterson to look to the bottom. Peterson trying to take over the 10th spot. Meanwhile, up in front of him, how about Trevor Edwards in the 16 machine? Started 12th in this one. He's working his way back up, trying to get to the top 5 here. He is able to get around Connor Lee. And look at James Pileski in the 93 machine. Hasn't had the best of runs to start this season. 18th at Kern last week. A top 10 at the New Smyrna Speedway, but I'm sure James would love to get up inside of the top 5, up onto the podium. Right now running in the 9th spot, coming back to 26 laps to go here. And ooh, more contact. Borndren into the left rear, and actually that's going to allow Pileski to clear off the corner. Really fighting that car down into 1 and 2. So we watch them down the back straightaway. Your top 3, actually your top 5, getting a little bit spread out. .24, coming back to 23 laps to go for Mark Keedeman, and you can see the field in front of him on board with your race leader down the back straightaway. Look at him down into turns 3 and 4. The lap time difference last time by Justin Mulliken, a 16:35. Mark Keedeman, a 16:24. So Keedeman just might get the back of this pack. We'll have to see here as they battle 4 cars under a blanket for the 8th spot. It's James Pileski, Christian Peterson, RJ Williams there in the 21 machine. Peterson to the inside. RJ Williams might have gotten into the back of the 93 machine there, and Pileski's really been fighting these guys hard. Just trying everything he can. There's a little bit of contact there. Up the racetrack goes the 93. Peterson finally able to take that spot away. Nothing James Pileski could do there. He held on for a long time up on that outside, but just could not hang on the top. He'll fight with Matt Borndren now. Dalton Ledbetter in the 32 trying to recover after that spin. Up to the 15th spot. Here comes Austin Godfrey to the inside of Zach Murphy. A big time kind of slide job maneuver there. That's going to allow Ledbetter to look to the inside, 3 wide. Godfrey going to move up the racetrack. And oh, Brad Carpenter there on the exit of turns 1 and 2. Stopped on the exit. We'll see if the caution flag flies. And it looks like Carpenter actually had to reset his car. I was checking to see if the caution flag came out, but it did not fly. Unfortunate break for Brad Carpenter there. But look at this. Brandon Elvis in the number 4 machine has kind of closed that gap. It's now 1 second between him and Mark Keteman. Is there anything he can do here with 13 laps to go? Or does Mark Keteman have this one in the bag? How about the Connor Racing drivers, the 91 of Dylan Connor, the 90 of Joey Connor, battling for the 3rd spot, the final spot on the podium. Good battle there as we come back to 11 laps to go. The gap actually opening back up. With 10 laps to go, they continue to battle throughout the field. But out front, Mark Keteman looks like he may have this one in the bag. Unless something happens, we get the caution flag, something along those lines. 8 laps to go here. It would take a huge charge from Brandon Elvis to be able to get back to where he needs to be. Tough break again there for Brad Carpenter. Back down pit road. Oh, and the caution flag. The caution's out. Zach Murphy, James Pileski turned around in turns 3 and 4. I did not see what happened there. We were watching your race leader, Mark Keteman. But what happened to James Pileski here? He was battling with Dalton Ledbetter. And oh, it looked like there was contact there, and I think the right front on that machine might have been broken. And he turned it up into the wall. Tough break for Zach Murphy. He had nowhere to go at all. Go on board with the 29. Let's see what he saw. He's trying to keep that car up the racetrack. Look at it one more time. Yeah, tough break there. Pileski, I don't know really what sparked that contact down into 1 and 2. Let's look at that one more time. Looked like the 32 machine like sideways on the bottom. You can see him flip the 93 and then up into the wall, and that actually breaks the right front, and he cannot turn that race car. We saw this happen to Connor Lee. And I think he tried to turn up into the wall to get the car around quicker. And actually ends up tagging Zach Murphy. Tough break for Murphy. He had nowhere to go there. And we're now going to have a 5-lap shootout. It's going to be 5 laps to settle things, or sorry, 6 laps to settle things. As the pace car drops to the bottom side, they are single file. Five laps to go this time. 5 laps to go. Tiedemann, your leader. Down the back straightaway, everybody spread out from the single file restart. Not sure why it was single file. No contact into turn 3. Justin Coleman up the racetrack. Gonna lose some ground there. Trevor Edwards up into the top 5. Connor Knowlton trying to take that position away as well, but out front it is 3 laps to go. 3 more laps for Mark Tiedemann. Trying to walk away to what will be win number 4 with the Street Stock Showdown if he can get it done here tonight. Popsicle sticks up in the air this time. 2 laps to go. 2 more laps around. Southern National for Mark Tiedemann. He was second last week at the at the New Smyrna Speedway. So close from the victory. Asked him how he was feeling about tonight. He said, I hope I don't get motion sick. And down the back straightaway, I don't think he's going to be getting sick tonight. Down through turns 3 and 4. Mark Tiedemann, by 0.8 of a second, is going to win at Southern National. Tiedemann, your winner. Brandon Elvis comes home in the 2nd spot. Dylan Connor 3rd. Joey Connor 4th. Trevor Edwards 5th. Justin Coleman comes home 6th. Connor Knowlton 7th. Connor Lee 8th. RJ Williams 9th. And Christian Peterson rounds out your top 10. As Mark Tiedemann burns it down. Win number 4 with the Street Stock Showdown, his first one this season. It'll be great for him in points. But he's burning it down on the front straightaway. We'll give him a moment to catch his breath. Everybody get settled down. And we'll take a quick step away before we grab a word from our top 3 finishers when we return. Be right back here on the WD Broadcasting Network.
Basket can't defend. He's got the outside line for the second part, and he can't hold on. Going the long way around. We're going to be 3 wide for the lead as they all come to the line. Who is going to take it in the end?
And here comes Lockwood. He's going to make the move to the outside. Quinn tries to force him off a little bit, but there he goes. It's going to be side by side through turn 1.
Will he be able to cover him off? He does. Weaving back to the left-hand side. Reynolds is trying everything. The kitchen sink is being thrown at it.
They're leaning on each other. Coming into turn number 3. It's going to be a drag race through 3 and 4. Coming back to the line. Here comes Trish on the bottom.
Richard's going to hold the inside. Tries to be the late breaker here. They're going to be side by side through the final chicane. They bang doors, but keep it clean.
As they're still 4 wide on the run down into the back straightaway. Demerit's looking for a line as well. What is going on in Michigan?
Novak into the fence. They're still beating and banging.
Oh
and to the line.
He is much faster coming through there. Is there damage on Challenger? Abramitis is ahead. There's going to be a race to the line. Who is going to get it?
Alrighty, folks, ready to wrap things up here at the Southern National Motorsports Park. First, we're going to grab a word from our third place finisher here tonight. Get him up into the broadcast booth. Up into the broadcast booth, our third place finisher here tonight, Dylan Connor. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, well, you came into this evening third in the point standings. A third place run here tonight should do you wonders there. But third place, you started in the 6th spot, battled up front all night long. It was a long race, 75 laps. A lot of them were green. How do you feel after Southern National?
I feel pretty good. We had that real long stretch of that green flag run. I was trying to save a little bit, but even when we went back green right there on 6 laps, it was apparently I didn't save enough. It was still just super tight. But main thing is, like you said at the beginning, I felt like I had a great points night. Qualified decent, so got a few bonus points there.
Yeah, it's always good to qualify up inside the top 5. Initially, it was top 10 had qualifying points, but this season we reduced it to top 5, made it a little bit tighter point battle. But nonetheless, a good run for you in the 3rd spot here this evening. Like I said, good for points, good all-around evening for you. Who do you have to thank for a podium finish in race number 3?
I just got to thank my dad for all his help. I want to thank my main sponsor, Chris and Ellen, per year with Caldwell Banker Elite. And I'd like to thank my family and friends and fiance for all the support, and thank you for doing the broadcast.
Yes, sir. It's a lot of fun. Good to have you up here in the booth, Dylan. But we wish you luck next time. Congratulations on your 3rd place finish here tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yep. Alrighty, and now to talk to our 2nd place finisher, the man who won last time we were here, just 1 spot shy here tonight, but a good run here in race number 3. Up into the broadcast booth, Brandon Elvis, you got a copy?
Hey, bud.
Alrighty, well, good run here tonight. 2nd place spot at the Southern National Motorsports Park. Turnaround from the start of the season. Coming into this evening, you were sitting, where am I at?
Hey, keep scrolling.
I had it. Yeah, I know, I had it. You were 16th in the point standings. Didn't even make it on the graphic this week. 2nd place run here tonight. How's it feel to turn things around?
Yeah, man, it's good to have a nice, quiet night, uneventful, honestly, which is good. Good for the confidence. I didn't really have anything for Martin tonight, but took second. That's the best we could do. They're late in the run. It started getting a little free on entry, and I was trying a couple of different lines, trying to find something, but no matter what I did, I ran the same speed, and was running the same speed as Mark virtually the whole race. I could hear the lap times getting called out, and it was tit for tat. He'd be faster 1 lap, I'd be faster 1 lap, and just messing up just tiny bit here and tiny bit there allowed him to gain and get more and more of a lead, and then there was nothing I could really do to catch him.
Yeah, it looked like Mark definitely had something figured out here tonight at Southern National, but still a good run, like I said, to turn things around from the start of the season. To be on the podium, I'm sure you got to be feeling good after that. But who do you have to thank, Brandon, for a podium finish here in race number 3?
Oh yeah, just Chestnut Hill Restaurant, Burials Performance, and Fab. Coastal Performance, my teammates over at ECR, WD Broadcasting Network, and On Tap with Steve and Brian, and just you and everybody for putting us still on. We have a lot of fun here.
Yeah, definitely looked like a lot of fun. You had a lot of green flag laps here tonight, and looked like it was a fun time in the street stocks. But nonetheless, 2nd place here tonight. Next week, we go to South Boston, another short little kind of bull ring track. How are you feeling about your chances with some momentum?
Genuinely a lot more confident going into Sobo than I am here. I like the flatter tracks. Hopefully it's 300 degrees outside and nice and slick, and we can have a good race there. South Boston to me is a little bit better track than Southern National. Southern National, I just can't ever find a perfect rhythm here. I've never really been good here, so to get second tonight is real good for me.
Yeah, definitely good to get second. This track is pretty hard to get a rhythm in, but nonetheless, congratulations to you, Brandon. We wish you luck next week.
All right, thanks, Winston.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, now to grab a word from the man of the hour. Up into the broadcast booth, Mark Keeteman, your winner. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, well, winner here tonight. I talked to you last week after your 2nd place run at New Smyrna. said you were looking forward to this race, but you and I have talked about it before. Not your favorite track, kind of think the word was motion sickness. Well, you were not sick here tonight. You're actually in victory lane. How do you feel after 75 laps?
Even though I led the whole race, I'm kind of wore out, to be honest with you. Arms a little sore and worked up a little sweat, but overall it was a pretty fun race. Glad I was able to get the jump on the initial green and clear off down into one, and that kind of just set the tone for the rest of the race. And honestly surprised we didn't have more cautions, because I was ready to defend the spot if I needed to, and it was actually a fairly clean race. I think we only had 3 cautions, something like that. So another really clean race, honestly.
Yeah, we've had two good ones back to back. A lot different than what we've seen in previous times, especially me and you. Some of the leagues that we've been in, a lot different times these days. But nonetheless, good to see the two machine have a good run here tonight. You were second last week, 1 spot better here tonight. Next week we go to South Boston. That's similar kind of track to this, small little bull ring. What can you do to make 2 in a row in street stocks?
Hope and pray Justin Brooks doesn't show up. Nah, I don't know. I feel like we have really good speed for Brooks when he does show up, but hopefully just can play the invert a little bit. And I mean, it's proven that it's been really hard to pass no matter where you're at in the field. So hopefully we can just, get a good start with the invert and hold on to the tires and hopefully make a couple passes to end up in victory lane again. But we'll just have to see how it plays out.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one. One of the longer races on the schedule, actually. 100 laps next week. We've got another 100-lapper at Slinger later in the season. That one's going to be a fun one as well. But the two machine going on the win category here at Southern National, win number 4 in Leave the Pack. Who do you have to thank for the victory here this evening?
K-Cars, Race Cars, RKM Setup Shop, Justin Brooks Designs for the beautiful paint scheme, Topsoil Landscapes, Clive Power Equipment, Friesen Performance. I think that's all of them. But all my friends and family that watch and support me, I gotta thank you for putting this deal on for us and giving us a great place to race.
Yeah, it's definitely been a fun opening to the season. We've got a lot of action left to go. But nonetheless, Mark, congratulations to you on win number 1 this season. Hopefully we can see you back. But yeah, congratulations.
Yep. Thanks, sir.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, that was your winner here tonight, Mark Keedeman. Look at the schedule: South Boston next week, then IRP, 5 flags after that, Slinger, Stafford, Hickory, Bristol, Lanier, Nashville. Short 12 race season for these drivers. But we'll look at our final results one more time before we wrap things up. And maybe no results up on screen. Anyways, I think the session itself might have closed, but that's going to do it for us here tonight on the WD Broadcasting Network. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you haven't already, hit that red subscribe button to always stay tuned for more updates. But we'll see you guys next time, next Monday night, with the Street Stock Showdown. I'm your host, Winston Deal, signing it off. Peace out.